We can hear you, Coach.
Yeah, good. So don't have anything to give you necessarily on injuries. I think we came out of the game injury free, so we're headed in the right direction there. Trey was the only one that was just working through his ankle, and we'll see how he does coming up here. But for the most part, we made it through okay. Anyways, with that, time's yours there.
We'll start it off with Todd Lebo.
Hey, Coach. Heading into this last one, I mean, what do you kind of want to get accomplished with Chris this week, and having an actual full long week to get prepared for a game, because he hasn't quite had that yet, has he?
Right. He'll get a normal week in of work, and look forward to seeing what he does with that. He did a nice job last week of getting everything together and organized in his mind, and was able to manage the game well there.
We'll go next to Pete Sweeney.
Hey, Coach. We know that Patrick Mahomes gotten started on the rehab process, and you talked a little bit about it last week, but just generally speaking, how do you feel like he's handling it, and can he be more involved with the team this week?
Yeah, Pete, he's around, so he's in the building and working, doing his rehab, and spending a lot of hours doing it. He's really attacked that, and will continue to do that. So he's around and sees the guys, and but most of his time is being spent rehabbing.
Does he make this trip to Vegas, or will he stay?
Yeah, probably not this soon, no. Do you have another one? Yeah.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, okay. And I'll have a quick follow-up, Sid. Hey, Andy, I know this is looking a little bit in advance, but you guys are going to have a top 15 pick for the first time in a long time, and I know that's not the way you want to get there, but how much are you just looking forward to, and how much can that help a team to pick at the start of the rounds rather than what you guys have done lately with all the success you've had?
Yeah, Jesse, with Brett and his crew doing it, it's that part's exciting to see, and what takes place, and something to look forward to. You're right; it's not where you want to be, but it is where we are, and we've got good people doing the picking, headed up by Brett.
Great, and I wouldn't think this is any other way, but is Travis 100% playing this weekend against the Raiders?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, as it sits right now, we've got one more with Matt Derrick, unless anyone else has a hand to put up.
Hey, Coach, kind of along those lines with Travis, would you imagine any other starters this week that wouldn't play? I know Creed's got a streak start that he'd like to keep going, but are there any, the young guys you'd maybe like to see just get more playing?
Yeah, I don't. The only one I think is questionable there would be Trey. He kind of pushed through that ankle, and he would probably push through this game too, but I'm most likely going to hold him back a little bit. And so he just, that thing's been bugging on him for a while.
And I know
that'd be probably the only one. Yeah.
Apologize there. I know you've gone through this every year for the last few years, but is there any scenario that you can imagine where you're not back as the coach next year?
I'm listen. I think I'm coming back. Right? If they'll have me back, I'll come back. You never know in this business, Matt. So that's a tough one, but I plan on it. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
They don't creep into that first 8, 9, 10 slots. I think you're going to get a massive run of offensive linemen from 10 to 20, 25. So I think there are numbers there, but I think that once you get to pick, say, 35, those numbers quickly diminish, and then there's a big fall off where in some rounds you had depth throughout the course of the draft. For example, I think the end, I think it's solid through 2.5, maybe even 3, where offensive line, there's some talent there, but I do think it dries up quickly, and by 35, it could be slim pickings.
We'll go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, Sam.
You mentioned the non-premium positions. I just wonder if you could speak more just to the oddity of a lot of the top talent seems to be those non-premium positions, and just how you'll balance the premium position in this draft given that situation.
Yeah, I think our goal is to just make that selection and add a player here that is going to be an impact player on our team. And I know it's cliche-ish, but I mean, to really just add the best player available, right? You hear that all the time, but I think I don't want to overthink that, and I don't want to take, a lesser player, just someone that's going to come in here, be an impact player, help us from day one. I think that's extremely important to us. I think it's Sam, unique because with this draft, when you do have some of those, whether it be running back or quarterback, safety, when those numbers are higher up there, and then the other numbers get shifted down, I think what you get then is more discrepancy with the premium positions. So I don't know if I'm saying this eloquently enough, but I think that the fans will be in for a treat next Thursday, because I think that, the grades are going to be so close from some of these tackles and DNs and other receivers that a lot of these guys that are mocked high may go a little lower, and a lot of these guys that are getting mocked a little lower may go a little higher, because I think they're so close this year. It's not this huge gap and big fall off. And even with the offensive linemen, I mean, there's traits that you like and some things that all these guys need to clean up and work on. But I think that the grades are so close that it'll come down to the scheme fit and, coach's analysis, the vision, the fit for these guys. So I think it should be an entertaining night, and look to probably be a lot of trades. And I think that's what a draft like this, when you don't have, 2 or 3 franchise quarterbacks and, a Will Anderson or a Myles Garrett, I think it does lend itself to open up to a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. So I think from a fan's perspective, they should have a lot of fun next Thursday.
And then the second thing I had was just, where do you see maybe the pockets of this draft? I mean, you mentioned position specific, but just overall, do you see specific pockets in this draft where it might be pretty good?
I had mentioned the offensive line. I think that there are quite a number of tackles, but I think it does fall off, right after that first round. Maybe it extends to pick 35 or 40. I think, receivers, it's maybe not as top heavy as it was in the past. There might be a little break, but I do think that there's some...
The room felt ordinary until it didn't. Microphones hummed, cameras blinked, and the familiar calm of Andy Reid settled over the press conference like a well-worn coat. Injury updates came and went, names floated in and out, and for a moment, it was just another day in football. But beneath that routine, something far more intriguing stirred, like a secret waiting for the perfect second to step into the light. And just when no one expected it, the narrative shifted. As questions circled from player fitness to preparation, the conversation drifted towards the future. Draft picks, strategy, and the delicate art of building a winning team. Reid, ever composed, spoke of opportunity hidden inside disappointment, of finding brilliance even when the odds seem misaligned. It was a reminder that in this game, destiny rarely arrives announced. It sneaks in quietly, disguised as hard work and patience. If you are enjoying this unfolding story, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Taylor and Kelce, because moments like these are where the real magic lives. Then, almost like a plot twist written by fate itself, the tone changed. A question lingered, and suddenly the conversation brushed against something far beyond playbooks and draft boards. The name Travis Kelce surfaced, followed by whispers of Taylor Swift. And just like that, sport collided with spectacle. Reid's expression softened into amusement as he recounted a moment that felt almost surreal. Kelce standing in his office, speaking not of roots or rivalries, but of vows and forever. Arrowhead, that roaring cathedral of competition, was no longer just a stadium. It became a symbol, a heartbeat, a stage for something timeless. The idea of a wedding unfolding on that sacred turf transformed the space into something poetic, where cheers might one day be replaced by quiet promises. Reid, with a smile that carried both pride and disbelief, embraced the vision. Because sometimes, even in the relentless world of football, life writes a story too powerful to ignore. And as the cameras dimmed and the questions faded, one truth lingered in the air. This was not just about a team, or a season, or even a game. It was about legacy, love, and the unexpected intersections that make the journey unforgettable. Stay with Taylor and Kelce for more stories where sport meets something greater, because the next chapter might be even more extraordinary.